Warning: this podcast may contain graphic violence, sexual themes, and bad language. If our language offends you, we apologize, but we do not give a fuck. Be mindful of your kids listening.
The Evil Never Dies podcast.
Welcome back to the Evil Never Dies podcast, episode 269.
Oh,
69, 69, 69.
it's appropriate for the movie we're going to be presenting tonight, I guess.
Oh, so what's going on, you old alley cat?
I don't know there. I can't even think of the word to use. Sucker? You're just a sucker, Brett.
Oh, shit.
You're
What
a
a
sucker.
shit show that was.
Yeah, we actually talked about it for an hour. I told Brett we should record it and have the Evil Never Dies political talk, but we decided not to.
No, all I got to say is we're fucking doomed. Oh, shit. What's going on?
Lisa just came in here and interfered with the whole show.
What? Lisa, what are you doing that for?
Get out of here. Damn. I want you to order me one of them on-air signs. Keep people out of here. He just comes walking in, just like, what the?
Get you a sign, do not disturb recording and product progress like I got. I just hang on the door.
Mm-hmm. And Jack still knocks on the door.
Yeah, fucker.
Well, at least we got Brett back from his hiatuses.
I'm back from my hiatuses, but I'm fucked up.
Are you going to tell us a story finally? Because everybody's been asking.
On June 11th, I got rear-ended and I'm fucked up. That's all I'm going to say about it. I got my back and neck is fucked up. So,
And litigation might be pending.
might be. Yeah.
Maybe.
Going to physical therapy, which is fucking killing me.
You said you gained 10 pounds because you can't move around good.
Yeah, I can't walk.
You can't come work on the haunt.
Well, plus it's 130 degrees outside.
Well, whose fault's that? You could have come worked on it in April and May.
I know.
That Frankenstein ain't gonna get fixed. I guarantee it.
Yeah, it will. If it's
I
the
bet
last,
you it
if
don't.
it's the last thing I do.
I'm still waiting on the
I
barrel
told you we
jumper.
just need to fire up the air conditioner and we can fucking work in that motherfucker all day long in that garage.
Yeah, whatever.
We can do a lot of shit.
Yeah, whatever. So
Little
we've got
stuff.
1 week of show after this one until the Texas Hunters Convention.
Yeah.
So then we're actually going to take a week off from Texas Hunters Convention. We will be doing some shorts and maybe some lives during that week. And then when we come back, we will be starting season 4 of the Evil Never Dies podcast
Yep.
with a new theme song, maybe.
Yeah, if we can find one.
I've got the best one. The one you say sounds like Nightwish. You haven't been able to
That's
top
okay.
that.
I like the other one though, but we got to pay $20 for it. And then I like the other one too that I sent you. That's also
It was
got
$150.
well for the song, but for to do originally once 150 for 45 seconds of fucking music.
Just 45 seconds.
No, minute and 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, we're not going to be going down that route. So,
No, we're gonna do free
or $20.
or $20 maybe. We can afford $20. Everybody's getting new theme music and stuff. Jerry Pauly's Hillbilly Horror Stories. Theirs is pretty cool for them. It's sort of heavy metal. So yeah.
Oh, you want to do all this like crazy fucking Sepultura Sun and thrash things. And that's not the majority of the audience, Brett.
I know.
You're gonna have to.
But that $20 one we both agreed on, and I think that's probably the route we're going to end up going.
I think so.
So,
We
yeah,
have a theme for the Evil Never Dies Wrestle Talk once that ever starts.
yeah,
It has a theme but no show.
gotta
It has
figure
a
that.
logo but no show. So we're gonna have to get the Zoom up and running for that so I can get that going.
Yeah, I know. I got to figure that out because we're supposedly we can have 9 people be admins on it
Yeah, I know.
since we're on the pro
Supposedly.
and we pay like $160 a year for.
Somebody buy
See,
us a cup of
see,
coffee.
we lose money on this shit,
We sure do. Tons of it.
but
Once we start the Evil Never Dies Wrestle Talk, we're gonna
yeah,
be
I
millionaires.
just spent $30 in picture frames today for pictures to sell at the convention and put them
Yeah.
all together.
Those were really popular last year.
Yeah, they were cheap too.
We're
But
not bringing those Scream Factory posters back. I don't think a single one of them sold except for the Creep Show, and we gave that away as a door prize.
well, if you got anything you want to give away as a door prize, I was gonna do a shirt for a door prize.
You can give away one of the good shirts.
Yeah,
Screw that shit. Screw that shit.
you're funny.
I'm serious.
I'm only gonna do one a day though, so
You're gonna give one shirt away a day?
no, one prize a day.
Oh, whatever. I ain't giving nothing away. Nothing. I'm gonna give away haunted house cards because I need actors
Yeah, we need
and staff.
actors.
I need staff. We're down to me, you, and Scarlett, I
We'll
think, is
pay,
our only
we'll,
actors, and my nephew in the front.
we'll pay, and we got a person to let everybody in too. Our friend Tammy.
Well, yeah, what is it? Scarlett's the number two manager or something, she said, and
Oh yeah.
you're number three, and Halloween's number one or some shit. But she said if you're number one, or whatever position you got, she says has to hand out the water.
If we got anybody to hand water out to,
That's you. We're gonna hand it out to Scarlett and me, I guess.
I guess.
Well, this has turned into an evil talk. Maybe we should just keep on.
No, we got to do this movie because it's my pick this week off the
Well, you've
list.
already rambled for 15 minutes. We've already lost everybody.
All right, well, let's get into it then.
Sorry for the delay, but this movie is probably worth the wait.
All right, Alley Cat, I'm going here.
Okay, sucker. Go. Go,
This week
sucker,
we're
go.
covering Amityville 2, The Possession.
Which
And
is the prequel to Amityville Horror.
yes, loosely based prequel.
Well, it's actually based on the real story that happened in the house of the DeFeo family that were killed in the house by the son.
Yeah.
That's reality. Whether you believe in ghosts, ghouls, or demons, the DeFeo family really died in that Amityville house. And this movie is loosely based on the DeFeo story. Actually, it's based more in reality than you would know, according to Tommy Lee Wallace, who wrote the screenplay. Obviously, probably not devils and demons, but who knows? I don't care anymore about that shit. So,
All right.
all right.
Directed by Damanio Damiani. I guess he's a Italian director.
Yeah, he is not one we're familiar with.
No. Let's see what else he's done here. Not really nothing.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Nothing I've ever seen.
He's not Argento.
Alrighty, screenplay by, like you said, Tommy Lee Wallace and Dardanio Sacchetti.
I think he was a producer.
Based on Murder in Amityville by Hans Holzer.
Who is a supernatural writer, investigator,
Parapsychologist or whatever you
parasite
call it.
something. Not a fan of the
There's a show about it on him called the Holzer Files. Yeah.
he's not a fan of the what's their faces from The Conjuring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not.
He thought they were crooked.
All right, produced by Ira N. Smith, Stephen R. Greenwald, and Jose Lopez Rodero.
And that might have something to do with the fact this is a co-American and Mexican movie.
Yep.
It was actually partially produced in Mexico.
And filmed
It was filmed in Mexico, yes.
a lot of it, yes. Cinematography by Franco di Giacomono.
Who?
Franco di Giacomono.
God, you fuck these names up.
Giacomo. Cono.
Cuomo.
Edited by Sam Osteen. Music by Lalo Schifrin.
The music was really good.
Yeah, really creepy. Even
Well,
better than the first one, I think.
it sort of feels like the first one, but yeah, it's creepy.
Lots of creepy piano stuff and things in it. Production companies are Dino de Laurentiis Corporation, Giada International, and A Studios Churubusco. Distributed by Orion Pictures. Released on September 24th, 1982 in the United States. Has a running time of 104 minutes.
It seems longer.
Yeah, it does. It's sort of drug on at the end a little bit.
The end does drag on. I agree. It goes too long.
Running time is 104 minutes. Countries are United States and Mexico. Budget was $5 million and it brought back 12.5 million at the box office, so it made its money back and some.
Yeah, it wasn't really a big hit when it came out of the theaters compared to the original movie, but it's definitely has a cult following that still exists today.
Exactly. All right, you gonna go over the plot of this or
Yep, I sure will. So the Feo family, even though they have a different name, are arriving at Amityville in the famous Amityville horror house, which this is a prequel to the original movie, as it should be, because it's based on what really happened before the hauntings happened. So they arrive. I think the son comes in last, and the daddy is actually Polly from Rocky, and he
yeah,
acts just like Polly from Rocky.
it does.
And he's like, "What the hell you doing coming in late? You're supposed to be watching your sister and your mother," and starts hitting him basically. And it's obvious we have a dysfunctional Italian family here.
Yeah.
The mother is very religious, very Catholic. The two kids are just happy go lucky kids. Then we got
Four kids.
well, no, there's the two little kids. I ain't done
Oh,
yet.
okay. Yeah, okay.
You're fucking with me now. Then we got the older daughter who's I don't know how old she's supposed to be in this movie.
I'd say probably 15 or 16,
15.
maybe.
We'll say 15.
Yeah.
And then the older brother who's sort of
18,
creepy from the
19.
get-go. So they move into the Amityville house. If you don't know what the Amityville house looks like, then I don't know what to tell you. Here's a picture of it if you're on YouTube. If you don't know what that is, you shouldn't be listening to this show, I guess. And pretty quick, weird shit starts happening, of course,
Immediately.
immediately. When they're moving in, they find the underground area that's like got all these flies and I don't know what all it's supposed to be. So
Yeah, why would the mover guy go underneath there and
I think he's being helpful. I don't know.
Yeah, he come out with shit all over him though.
Shit all over him, and she sent him upstairs to clean up. So as it goes along, the brother is getting possessed. It's pretty obvious. The daddy is getting meaner. Um, the kids, the two little kids, I should say, they're getting accused of breaking things. So they call the priest in. The priest comes to bless the house, and that's where shit really gets ugly.
Yeah.
I think the kitchen goes crazy, and the Polly starts hitting the kids, and the father says, "Don't hit the children." He's like, "Well, I'll do what the fuck I want. It's my house."
Yeah.
And the older brother gets more possessed
As time goes
as
on.
time goes on, and I don't know. I guess that's the setup for the Amityville, the possession.
All right, let's go over the cast here.
It's a good cast.
Yep. First off, we got James Olsen as Father Frank Adamski, Burt Young as
AKA Polly.
aka Polly as Anthony Montelli, Retanya Alda as Dolores Montelli, and that's the mom. Jack Magner as Sonny Montelli. He was the oldest son.
And apparently has done nothing since this.
Nothing since this, yeah. Diane Franklin as Patricia Montelli. And then we got Brent Katz as Mark Montelli, Erica Katz as Jan Montelli, and they are actual twins in
Yeah.
life. Andrew Prine as Father Tom.
Yeah, he seemed uninterested in being a father. He wanted to go hunt all the time.
Leonardo Samino as the Chancellor. Moses Gunn as Detective Turner. Ted Ross as Mr. Booth.
I don't remember a Mr. Booth.
Let me see here. I don't remember him either.
Yeah, I don't know what he played in it, but anyway,
Uh,
continue on.
Petra Lee or Leah as Mrs. Greer, and Martin Donegan as Detective Cortez. And that is the cast for Amityville 2, The Possession.
I usually don't call it Amityville 2. I just call it Amityville the Possession, which is a better name.
Yeah. All righty.
So before you start, we'll go over this Blu-ray.
Okay.
We'll get that out of the way. So this came in a box with 1, 2, and 3, which was the primary movies. It's got a weird cover. I don't understand why the Scream Factory did this, but it there's no it's just got an interior, but yeah, it's sort of a weird movie poster type cover with the famous house on it and a for sale sign. It is a Scream Factory. Like I said, it came in a box, which included, I think, a fourth disc, which was a what do you call it? A documentary thing. But it had stuff on the other movies.
Guys. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hey, you can come be on the.
Sorry,
We have a guest.
Hello,
It's
everybody.
Chasm.
What's up, Chasm?
Yep. So the Blu-rays, it came with a fourth disc that had some special features and some documentaries, which were really good. This disc itself has interviews with the director, the Maya guy, whatever the hell his name is. Um, Diane Franklin, she did the best interview of them all. She was talking about the stuff that goes on in the movie we'll discuss in a bit.
Yeah.
And there's an audio commentary with Alexandria Holzer, which is related to Hans. And there's another interview with
That's his daughter.
it is, and the interview with the priest actually. So it's a pretty good disc. Looks good. The audio seemed to be sort of funky, but I think it might have been my stereo was tripping because it does that from occasion on occasion. So the audio was a little weird. I was getting a
What,
lot of back speaker
popping?
sound.
Were you like? Did you
No,
hear?
I was getting a lot of stuff from the rear channels.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it was me or the disc has some kind of a weird flaw. I don't notice, never noticed it before, but I'm not going to give it a mark off on that because at least it would had rear audio. You don't get a lot of these early 80s movies that do, but it's a good disc. You got to get it in the box set. I think it's still in print. It comes with the first one, which has been released several times since then in 4K, and that weird Amityville 3D, which nobody watches anyway. So I would love to see this thing come out on a 4K. So maybe the Scream Factory might listen to me since they watch the show regularly. So that's what we're asking for. Good disc. I give it a 4 out of 5 just because it's not completely cleaned up. It's still a little dirty, but for this movie, it fits.
Okay.
So good disc. I recommend it.
Well, I
Thanks
watched
to
it.
Scream Factory once again.
I watched it on Tubi.
Of course you did. How did it look there? I think they get all the Scream
It
Factory
looked
shit.
okay, but I don't know if my center speakers just messed up or what, because that's all I got is a uh
I think there's some sound issues with this thing.
sound bar.
I
But I
think
was,
the movie's got some.
yeah,
I'm gonna check in on that and see if Scream Factory still owns the rights of this movie or not.
because I was getting some like popping in it, but I don't know if it's just my
I didn't get that. I just got weird rear channel feedback. Really strange.
because
Maybe
then
it
I
was haunted
maybe it was just the Tubi feed because I went and started watching it on Freevee too,
and it was better.
and it sounded better on there, so it might have been just the version
Well,
that
this
they
thing's
had.
never got a good release until this Scream Factory Blu-ray. It's always been on MGM DVDs, which were really crappy looking. So there may be some audio issues. I didn't look into that. Too late now.
Uh,
Watch it in 2 channel if you have issues with 5.1. There's my advice. That's that.
I used to have like $1,000 home theater system back in the
Didn't we
day,
all?
and I tell you what, that sound bar, them sound pretty damn good for what they are.
You know, it's sad, but my old Pioneer speakers that y'all finally talked me into getting rid of, remember?
Mm,
This sound bar sounds 50 times better than it ever did.
yeah, I know. I had them same exact speakers too.
That's what you said.
That's crazy.
Well, we got some trivia on this movie.
Yeah, we do.
There may be some spoilers in this one, I think.
Yeah.
There's some parts of this movie that are very controversial, especially to this 2024 crowd, which is offended by everything. So,
Did this Blu-ray come
special,
out? Did this
hmm,
Blu-ray come out in 2018?
I think so.
Okay.
But for the extra special offended, a warning ahead,
Yep.
extended warning ahead. This movie is very controversial,
Yes, it is.
but it makes it scarier than it should be. Sorry. Okay, so
All
what do
right.
we got?
We got some
And
trivia here. The house in the film, as in the original movie, is not the actual house as depicted in the best-selling novel.
no, the real house was black and
Yep.
looked a whole lot creepier than these houses in the movies.
Yep.
Never understood that.
All right. Here we go. We're getting into the nitty-gritty here. In a 2018 interview, Diane Franklin, who played
The
what's her name?
sister.
She played Patricia, the
And
old,
for the record, she filmed this movie when she was 20 years old. So
she was playing like a 15-year-old.
yeah, but she was not, back then they sometimes used younger
She
actresses
looked
for,
15 though.
she did, but for the record, she was an adult when she filmed this.
Talked about her infamous incestuous sex scene. She said while she definitely understood the peculiarity of it, she didn't have a huge issue with doing it. She said she never had a brother, so luckily it didn't have that association or the weirdness that went along with it. Franklin did admit that filming the scene did end up being very awkward, but not because of the content. It was the producers who made her nervous. Shot in Mexico with no parents or chaperones at her side. I don't know why she would need them if she was 20 years old.
But it was 82. You know, back then we kind of watched
Yeah,
people better
yeah, true. The script called for the actress to appear topless,
for like
which
2 seconds.
yeah, which she agreed because she had no issue taking off her top in front of cast and crew. She'd already done it in The Last American Virgin in 1982. But when producers tried to persuade her to go fully nude, she said, fuck that, and stood her ground.
Good for her.
They said I was beautiful and they really wanted me to do it. I said, thank you very much, but no, they got around it by shooting me from the back, which I had no say in, and that was that. So,
Yeah, that is one of the controversial parts of the movie was the brother had been possessed and doesn't really rape. She's pretty willingly to go at it, and it adds to the reality of a demon possession to me.
yeah, exactly.
It's, and again, in 82, I'm sure
Like
wouldn't,
something that wouldn't normally happen,
well, we would hope it would normally not happen. Um, but it adds to the demonic element of this movie and it makes it even creepier than it was. So I don't have a problem with that scene. I think they didn't go too far, but apparently it was supposed to go a lot more far and that got cut out of the movie. I
Yeah,
don't think they filmed it, but that was in the script.
there was a lot of stuff in this film that got cut out.
It probably should have.
It's pretty gruesome too. Not really gruesome, but I guess you could call it gruesome. But oh well, we'll get into that in a little bit here.
We will.
Jack Magner, who played the Sonny, the oldest son, his only other part he had in a movie was in Stephen King's Firestarter in 1984. I don't even know what part he played. It doesn't even say.
Don't know.
All right, here we go. We're going to get into the George Lutz stuff here.
George Lutz, what a nut. My opinion only.
I personally think that the whole thing was a money grab.
And the Warrens were in on it.
Yeah, they probably could have been.
That's what Han Holzer thinks too.
All right, George Lutz did an interview at horror.com.
At horror.com. Oh,
Horror.com
okay.
about his 28 days in the real life house that provided the storyline for the Amityville horror from 1979. He wanted the sequel to be based on John G. Jones's book, The Amityville Horror,
Part two.
Part Two. Uh, that sequel novel, like, showed like the aftermath of the Lutz family escaping the house.
The Lutz family claimed they were still possessed after they
Yeah,
left the house.
like it followed them or whatever, which I guess stuff has been known to do, but uh
The Lutz thing, I don't believe it. I don't believe anything happened in that house other than the DeFeo family was murdered in the house.
that's because he was fucking tripping on acid,
Who
mushrooms. The
the DeFeo
DeFeo
kid.
kid, yeah.
That don't surprise me. And
He,
again,
he was a drug addict. He was a
the
heroin
father was
addict. And,
much like in this movie, he was very abusive
yep.
toward the family and him too. So, yeah, I think there was no demon possession involved. He just killed his family.
Yeah, he was tripping, man.
And spoiler alert, that's what happens in this movie. There's just no two ways about it. There's no way to not spoil that part of the movie because
except he wasn't tripping. He was possessed.
He was possessed in this movie. Very possessed. One of the most possessed people I've ever seen in my freaking life.
Exactly. Uh, but anyway, Dino De Laurentiis put a stop to it, and he didn't want to use that.
Didn't George Lutz claim he's going to sue him?
He did sue him.
He didn't get nothing, I bet.
He was unsuccessful, but did manage to force him to put out a disclaimer on the movie posters that read, "This film has no affiliation with George and Kathy Lutz."
Well, I'm going to assume the movie was probably glad it didn't have any affiliation with them too.
Exactly. Even though the Montelli family is based on the real life DeFeo family, there are a few creative liberties taken. For example, the movie shows the family just moving into the home at the film's beginning and
They
being
were there.
murdered weeks later, when in real life they lived there for like 9 years. The DeFeos did before the murders
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, that is definitely a change.
And it goes into about the he wasn't possessed, he was a drug addict.
I still think that's where the Lutzes got the idea to do all this because they knew about the murder in the house and
Yeah,
how they got Ed and Lorraine Warren involved. I don't know. We may have to do an entire episode on the Amityville horror, the actual story, not the movie.
we could do that.
That's coming in season 4 at some point, probably 6 months from now.
Maybe this time next year.
Yeah, that'll be the season 4 ending episode. Okay, go ahead.
All right, after the director's original cut was shown to the test audience, several scenes had to be cut out for various reasons. One of them being the negative reaction of the audience of the scene where Anthony anally rapes Dolores, and the scene where Sonny and Patricia have incestuous sex.
Did they film that?
Yes, they did.
I did not. I thought it was cut out before they filmed it.
This
Wow.
this scene was added into the script by the director, who wanted to really upset the viewers. Well, what the fuck you think you're gonna do? See an ass raping? Come on.
Well, it was still implied. You could hear it. The kids could hear it.
Yeah, and the daughter says, she made a statement, the older daughter, saying that I don't think mom likes being with dad anymore. I think he forces her to do
Yeah.
stuff.
So it was left in the movie, but probably in a more appropriate way. I think that would have been a little much.
But they made lobby cards out of these scenes and put them on the movie posters in the fucking theater.
Oh shit.
So that might be worth some money if you have an
It would
original
be some
one.
money, probably. Yeah.
In the same year, 1982, that the movie was released, screenwriter Tommy Lee Wallace wrote and directed Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which was also launched in theaters in the fall of 1982. Both movies were sequels. Amityville to the Possession was the first produced screenplay of Wallace. I would like to watch that interview. I might have to borrow that disc and watch that interview,
Okay.
since it's not on 4K yet and I can actually watch it. I was looking at 4K players, man. They want $300 for one, man, for a decent one.
You can get a PlayStation 5 for that.
It's like crazy.
And they're the best 4K players that exist.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, the image that the haunted paintbrushes paint on Jan and Mark's bedroom wall is that of the demonic pig Jody that was seen in the previous film. Remember the
I
paintbrushes?
do. Well, in my book, it would be seen in the next film.
Oh
If you
yeah.
watch these in the right order, I guess.
Let's see here. Producer couldn't speak hardly any English during the production, requiring the presence of a translator to help communicate with the
The
cast
president.
and crew. Presence.
I think
Presence.
Brett's getting a little
Hey,
booped over there.
I'm trying to kill my back pain, dude.
We're gonna have to speed this up just a bit, I think. We're gonna run out of time.
Run out of time. Okay, well, let me. Well, a lot of this stuff we've already went over.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sonny has a poster of Rocky in his bedroom.
I wonder why.
A little
Little
nod to the Rocky movie there. The Amityville address of the house in the film is 112 Ocean Avenue.
what is the
Now,
real
that house that they show, that ain't the original house that the
No,
murders happened in.
no.
Well, why did them people that live in that actual house then now they like planted big trees and shit, bushes all around
Because
the
everybody
place
comes and fucks and wants
and
to get a
changed the
picture of it.
windows and because
It is the original house. They just changed the house. It is the original house.
in the
Yes.
movie, but not where the murders happen.
The movie, no, the movie house is not where the nothing
Okay,
happened. It's a set.
okay, okay.
Where the murders happened and
That
later the
is
Lutzes moved in.
okay.
That house is still there, but they've changed. Yeah. I mean,
They
everybody and their
totally
damn
redid
dog
it.
wants to go to Amityville and take a picture in front of the damn horror house. So that's why they've done that.
I have no
And for the record, nobody has ever reported anything supernatural at that house since
sense.
the Lutzes left.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing,
That's probably why they said it followed them.
probably. And like you said, the Feo kid was doped up when he shot everybody. There is weird shit behind that murder stuff. Very weird stuff. Nobody heard the shotgun anywhere in the neighborhood. They were all laying like face down. So there's some creepy shit with that murder.
Yeah.
The real murder. Now we're talking about reality.
Well, supposedly it was what
We're really
supposedly
fucking this episode up.
supposedly it was like one of the worst thunderstorms that they'd had in years, though, and there's a lot of thunder and lightning and shit. So
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. In the first film, as Kathy Lutz is looking through the archived newspapers in the library, she finds a clipping featuring Ronald DeFeo and is shocked to see his uncanny resemblance to George Lutz. His incarnation in the film, Sonny Montelli, obviously doesn't fit the description because he didn't look nothing like
Well,
either of them.
the real DeFeo kid looked nothing like George
Oh, he
Lutz.
looked like Charles fucking Manson.
Yeah, he did.
All right, let's see here. When Father Adamski is blessing Dolores's room, she asks him to bless her bed as well. As he prepares to bless it, Dolores screams when she sees blood on the floor. As she's screaming, an extremely quick and dimly lit shot appears of a man standing over a woman heading down a flight of stairs. The woman has her head turned as if she is to look at him, and her hair is streaming behind her like there is either a strong wind or she's turning her head really quickly. I don't remember this in the movie. That's a lot of stuff going on in that scene, and I just remember the priest with the blood.
I think he saw the wrong version of the movie.
That's oh, it has to be watched frame by frame to spot it.
Yeah.
So
You didn't watch it frame by frame like I did? God
no,
dang,
how can you watch it frame by frame on Tubi,
bitch.
bitch?
You need a PlayStation 5 where you can watch some shit, dude.
Britannia Alda received a nomination from the uh for worst actress in a film for that year. The what's them the
Razzies.
yeah, the Razzie. She was nominated for a Razzie for
Oh,
worst
fuck the
actress.
Razzies.
I thought she did a pretty good job,
She did a
actually.
great job. She did a wonderful job.
Both her and Diane Franklin became good friends on the set of the film.
Yeah,
It was
Diana Franklin said it's because she really, she was 20, she wasn't 15, and they got along well. I don't think the mother was as old as she appeared either, so they may have been closer into age than we knew in
maybe,
real life.
yeah.
Okay.
Burt Young's father died early on during filming of the movie. Oh, they filmed Amityville 3D, and it was a combination of United States and Mexico too. That movie, I don't know about that movie. I'm trying to think of who was in that four. I can't remember that who
I
that
don't
is.
know. You're
Very
way
popular,
off.
very popular actress, but
We have totally butchered this movie, Brett. Talking about everything but the movie.
we're talking about the movie. There's not much left.
Okay. Because I was going to show you that.
What's that? Was
Never mind. Just,
is it the new Michael Myers
I don't know. Come on,
animatronic?
Brett. Oh, Lord.
The Montelli cars are a 1982 Lincoln Continental and a 1982 Ford Granada station wagon. Sonny's car is a 1973 Jensen Heasley Series I little sports car that he got
And the
smacked.
point?
He got smacked because he was driving it too fast. He come speeding in the driveway. Burt Young bitch slapped him.
Okay. So what's the point of the
I
cars?
don't know. I'm just saying. All right, that's all the trivia I got.
Good.
Good. All right.
This is a butchered episode. I'm glad
Butchered.
I'm glad this is almost the end of season 3. You go first. Your thoughts on the movie. It's your pick. You go first.
Just a weird movie, man, all the way around. Uh, I don't think it holds up very well, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I know that they say that that happened with the Feo family, the incest and stuff. That there was rumors of that went on, but why did they have to make it into the movie like that? They could have did away with it.
Because it makes it evil.
Well, yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I'm gonna give this a 3. I'm not
You
too
sure?
impressed with it. Yeah.
You can give it lower if you want.
Good special effects, I guess. I don't even know who the hell did the special effects on this
Of course you don't.
because we don't have IMDb Pro,
Okay.
but I don't know. Burt Young did a good job in it. All the actors did a good job. I just think I don't know. They could have went a little different with it, I guess. So didn't really enjoy it too much, but I'll give it a 3 for the special effects and the soundtrack. Good spooky soundtrack to it. Good makeup effects. The guy turning into the demon was was good. So, what do you got?
I totally disagree with everything you just said.
Okay.
Everything. This movie is one of the scariest movies ever made, in my opinion. It's in my top 5 list of scary movies as far as give me the creeps. This one does scare me. It's very
Okay.
realistic to what a demon possession would be. Now, maybe not the effects, but of course, for Hollywood, you got to make it look that way. The whole rape and incest angles, I think, also fit what a demon possession would be. Um, the desecration of the cross, covering it up and knocking it out the windows. Um, the priest, the things he went through. I think this is a very realistic presentation. It's a scary fucking movie. The soundtrack is scary. The effects are wonderful. Very realistic practical effects for 82. I think this movie is phenomenal. It is by far 50 times better than the first Amityville Horror, which I find to be a boring piece of shit and always have. And honestly, this movie should be the Amityville Horror. The other one should be the sequel. So I think this movie is near perfect, and it holds up to me still very well.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right.
This is one of I'm telling you, this movie is still scary to me. It spooks me when I watch it now. Um, it does, obviously, again, there's not a good picture of it. It's the Blu-ray does a better job, but um, I think it's a great movie. I think it's scary as shit, and I think everybody should watch it. Now, there are the controversial moments in it, but again, this is a demon possession. It's to desecrate Christ and God and offend the Lord. And that's what happens in this movie. So I think if you talk to a lot of demonologists and people they will probably find that stuff like this happens in those instances. So I would give this movie, I think, about a 4.5.
Okay.
It's it's scary as shit.
All
It's
right.
it's all but it's also bad enough to where I wouldn't show it to the kids or nothing
Oh
because of the
yeah.
content. So it's not one that I can show the kids like I would Evil Dead 2 or something, but I do like this movie a lot and it holds up well for me and I will pray that I get a 4K release of it.
I don't think I seen this in the theater when it came out. I think I waited for it to come out on video.
Well, it's by far a better movie than Amityville Horror. I think that movie is terrible. I always have. I've never liked the Amityville Horror. I don't like anything about the Amityville Horror. I would give that movie a 2 if we ever reviewed it. If so, I just spoiled it if
We
we
probably
do.
should have reviewed it first. Here
Well,
we are.
this is the fucking original. That this is the prequel.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So,
If Tommy Lee Wallace had done it, I think it might have been a little bit less flap, but I didn't mind the Catholic stuff in it. I thought it fit really well. And I thought the priests were played very realistic too, especially the
yeah,
one that wants
yeah.
to go hunting. So yeah, I like this movie a lot.
Okay.
Um, what did we do last week? I like that a lot too.
What did we do last week? I can't even remember.
I don't know. So I've had 2 hits in a row. So that's my take on the Amityville, the possession. I recommend it, but caution, it is a very controversial movie. Don't watch it with kids and don't watch it if you're easily offended by shit because it's a demon possession
Well,
movie.
I think a lot of my problem with it too is I haven't watched it forever. This is probably the first time I've watched it in probably
Yeah,
10, 15 years. And that did sort of freak me out about that, because
it's controversial, yes, and demon possession should be. Um, it does sort of tend to go a little long. That would be my only thing that it drags on a bit at the end more than it should, but I look past that. I kind of know it's happening, and I just thought, well, it's going to drag for a minute, but it pays off in the end. I
okay.
mean, I put this with Exorcist and Exorcist 3 as far as possession movies. It's that good, folks. Don't listen to Bubba. He's lying to you.
Well, I'm not saying not watch it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
Bubba's lying to you. That's all I got.
all
I'm done.
right. Well, I guess that's all we got for Amityville 2, The Possession. You got anything else you want to say, Carl?
I'm done.
All right. Well, check us out on all the social medias, hitting like that subscribe button, and just search the Evil Never Dies podcast on Google. And
You'll find all kinds of shit.
yeah, I was looking the other day and it was like, wow, there's a lot of shit there.
Well, next week will be our season finale, so
Yeah.
check in.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening, and we will talk to you. I'll talk to you Wednesday, unless something else fucks up on my body.
Okay. I'm done. Bye.
Stay evil, everybody.
The night of February 5th, 1976, George and Kathleen Lutz and their 3 children fled their home in Amityville, New York, and never returned. For them, the horror was over. Their living nightmare shocked audiences around the world in the Amityville Horror. But before them, another family lived in this house and were caught by the original evil. The Lutzes escaped with their lives, but the previous owners weren't so lucky.
Look at it! Oh, ours! Heavenly Father, bless our new home and watch over us as we become a part of
For
this
the
community.
Montelli family, it was their dream house until it turned into a nightmare.
Who's there?
I'm scared.
What was in this house? What evil could drive their son to madness and destroy everything and everyone he loved? Now, Amityville 2, The Possession.